With 26 plus points a game and 12 assists on average, is Tyrese Haliburton the best point guard in the league? Let's talk about it. Listen, if you're new to this channel, this is P.kidd Talks NBA with the in-season tournament finale coming upon us. That today we are talking about some of the people on these particular teams, but today we're talking about best point guards, and that's Tyrese Haliburton. And for me, it's a no-brainer. Tyrese Haliburton is statistically the best point guard when you look at assists in the league. And it's actually kind of by a wide margin. In fact, he averages 2 more assists than the next person, which is Trae Young. I'm not really a Trae Young fan, but I'm happy to see that. I can't deny Trae Young puts up numbers. But let's get back into this. Does that mean that Tyrese Haliburton is the best point guard, though, just because he has the most assists? No, it doesn't mean that he's the best. However, when you put in everything in full context, what he does for the Indiana Pacers, the pace of play that they're playing with, how he's getting everybody involved. I mean, Obi Toppin looks like a whole different player with Tyrese Haliburton on the floor. He's having a breakout season because of it and everything like that. You also look at how Tyrese Haliburton closes out games and what he does offensively. This is not just somebody who can just ditch the ball and things of that nature. He does so at a high clip because of how much he actually does offensively as well, not just setting up other players. He's shooting nearly 45% from 3. Check it. 45% from 3, 52% from the field. As a shooter, to shoot 52% from the field, if you look at a lot of his shots, he takes a lot of threes. But he's averaging 52% from the field. He's having a phenomenal. He's not even having a good season. He's having a great season so far. And it's actually like really, really impressive. In fact, it's one of those things that make you wonder, did the Sacramento Kings make the right choice? Now, that's a video for another day. However, when it comes down to what this dude is putting up, Tyrese Haliburton's having one of the best point guard seasons we've seen in a very long time. And he's doing it in an incredible fashion. In fact, the way that the Pacers play reminds me so much of the Steve Nash Phoenix Suns. It's ridiculous. And like that Phoenix Suns team, he's doing something that Steve Nash wished he did do. And Steve Nash has come out and said it. He wished he took more threes. Well, Tyrese Haliburton is not saying that. It's not leaving that to chance. He's not wishing. He's letting that bad boy fly. And it's that pace of play that makes me wonder, is this finale going to go their way? And I will say this. Everyone is all on the cusp of saying, oh, this is prime for the Lakers to win. The NBA wants the Lakers to win. The NBA wants LeBron to win the first one. I'm not of that notion. I'm of the notion that realistically, the Pacers probably beat them in pace of play, so much so that I think this could be a blowout game, just considering that. I love the Lakers. I love what they do. What LeBron's doing is phenomenal. However, I don't see them stopping the Pacers. It's just how they play. Now, some people will sit there and say that the Pacers play no defense. I think that's cap. Realistically, the Pacers offense is their defense. That pace of play is so fast. And again, teams get caught up in playing their style of game that they don't realize that they're really just leaning into their own detriment, because the Pacers are built and have been groomed for this. They're a young team who've been told to run, and they got a point guard that's getting it to everybody, and they're just running and playing free. After a while, when you come to these older teams, that's going to hurt you more than not. If you don't control that pace of play, these Pacers going to crack you over the head, and it's not even close. And Tyrese Haliburton is a major reason for that, man. And so, for me, it's a no-brainer. As far as point guards are concerned, yes, he's the best point guard in the league. I could even argue that he's almost the best shooter in the league so far this season. Now, I know that may sound blasphemous. I'm not saying he's the best shooter in the NBA. I think we all still have Steph as the best shooter. That's a no question. But if you say up until this point, what they're averaging, how he's getting it done, you can't deny that Tyrese Haliburton is not the best shooter in this league. He just went toe-to-toe with Dame and came out ahead. Came out ahead. And even still, 44% from 3. And he takes a lot of them. Dangerous, my man. Dangerous. We're talking about 44% is what most people average for their career from the 2. And he's doing that from 3. And he's doing it in some weird fashion. I mean, he has one of the slowest. I'm not going to say it's slow. He has one of the most awkward jump shots I've seen in a long time. But it goes in. So ain't no need to fix it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And it ain't broke. So don't try to fix it. Like, realistically, it looks weird. It's I don't know how he gets that off sometimes with defense there. I don't even know how people go under the screens when it comes against him. Like, people are literally going underneath screens knowing that he's about to sit there and form up this weird shot and knock it down. And they still do it time after time. So I don't get it. Like, but that's not the point. The point is he's doing so much for this Pacers team. Not only do I think he's the best point guard, I think currently he's the best shooter in the league. And he might go down and he might, if this continues, he could be in the MVP conversation if I'm not being, and I know that that's, well, like some people say, hold your brakes there. Like, maybe he could be in most improved, but he was kind of doing some of this last season before he got hurt. But I think just continuing this, and especially since they are winning games and they are cooking, why couldn't he win MVP? Why shouldn't he? Why is that beyond the realm of possibility? Yeah, Joel Embiid there is all this. I get that. But we're talking about the Indiana Pacers. No one had the Pacers on the map like this. No one had the Pacers being as good as they are running this particular way. Everyone knew that they would make some noise, but not like this. So if this continues, why not? Why couldn't he? I think he could. I think he could. And ultimately, with the margin that he has in assist rate, I think he's going to win the assist champ this season. I think he's going to do that single. I think handedly. I'm not even concerned about that. But to do so with average 26 points, and if they have a winning record, have a strong seed in the Eastern Conference, I'd be hard pressed to find someone with a better story than him as a candidate for MVP should this continue. But I want to hear your thoughts, man. Whether it's love, whether it's hate, put it in the chat. I want to hear whether or not you think he's the best PG in the league. I want to hear what your predictions are for the in-season tournament finale. I also want to hear your predictions for where Haliburton may land as far as accolades coming up. Because guess what? Naptown, you got one. You got one. I'm from Chicago. I hate to say that. I wish that we had gotten Haliburton instead of Patrick Williams. Don't know why we did that. Jesus, don't know why we did that. But yeah, you all got one, man. So I want to hear it, man. I want to hear how y'all rep y'all team. Rep y'all team in these comments, man. Do the thing. Give me your thoughts. Whether it's up or hate, I'll be in there with you. Till next time. Peace.